Hey guys, Tepcocyclerepair. First off, if you like saving money on repairs and learning how to do things on your own, please do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for further notifications. Now let's get started on this one. This is my 2004 CRF250X. Kind of my backup bike. I love it. It's a great bike. But it did get a little tiny nick in the stanchion tube and the fork, and we got to fix it. So let me show you how I'm doing it. All right, so this nick doesn't really look too bad, but it was kind of the sharp edges were sticking up on it, and it was tearing my seal, so my seal kept leaking. You can feel it. You can see that my nail can stick in it right there. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm taking some. I got some 1000 grit wet, and you can use like WD-40 or some kind of lube. I'm using some two-stroke oil because two-strokes are awesome. So we're going to sand that. Now I'm sanding it this way, back and forth, kind of like you're shining a shoe. I'm going to do that for a little bit and get that really smooth. I'm wiping down with some carb cleaner. Looking good. All right, so you can see it right there. It's getting better. What I'm going to do now is break the fork down because I want to be able to put some seal. I'm putting new seals and everything on. So I'm going to take this all the way down. I can't feel any high spots in it anymore. And really something this small, the fork seal should be fine if you take the sharp edges off. But if you have, something really deep in there, you're going to really want to fill it in. And that's what we're going to be doing on this one because I don't like that right there. So, all right, let's keep on it. All right, you can see it there. So I got it all cleaned up, sanded down, and now I'm going to put some epoxy on it. Now I'm using a two-part epoxy. This is the epoxy that I have right here. I got it with a carbon fiber kit, but you can use like any kind of fiberglass. So I'm going to mix up a tiny bit of it, mix it around. I'm going to put a little itty-bitty dab in both of those scratches, and we're just going to warm it up with a heat gun and dry it up. All right, so I got some mixed up right here. I just put it right on the paper. I got a razor blade, and remember when you're doing this, you don't want anything to get contaminated, so everything you're using, you're going to want to clean it off. All right, so we're going to take a little bit, very, very small amount. All right, and then we're going to find our chip, which I can't find, there it is. All right, and I'm just going to put it right on it. All right, so now I'm going to put some heat on it just to warm it up, and it'll help cure it, and then we'll do the same way with sanding it down, but I'm going to use a flat surface to try to get the high spot down first, and then we'll just use it until I can't feel any nick or anything anymore, because you want all those air bubbles to come out. If we warm it up first, those air bubbles will come out of there and we'll be good. All right, there's with a little bit of heat on the heat gun, you can see all the air bubbles are gone already. So now we're just going to let it dry up. All right, so we're just going to let that dry. I'm in no hurry. I'm going to let it dry overnight. I have my the extra amount here where I mixed it, and I'll be able to tell if it's dry by testing that and not even have to touch the tube. So we're going to let it dry overnight, and I'll be right back. And I just noticed I got a nick in the other tube also. Something must have got wrapped around that wheel and whipped both of these stanchion tubes. See that? Yeah, kind of have to do that one too. All right, so here it is the next day. Everything's dry. I'm going to get some sandpaper and start sanding it. I'm going to use a piece of wood, a flat surface, just so I get the high spots off. I'm going to start with something pretty fine, probably like an 800 or something, and then work my way down to like 2000. So let me get that done. All right, so that was 1000 grit. I'm going to go with 2000 grit here. Using the two-stroke oil again. I don't feel a thing. Let me bring in. All right, so there it is now. You can still see them there, but they're filled with the epoxy. So I don't feel anything at all now. Yeah, I don't feel anything. Perfectly smooth. So I don't foresee any issues with this now. I might just polish it a little bit more with some polish just to shine it up a little bit, but that's about it. That's all she wrote. This is going to be great. I'm going to rebuild the forks. All right, it's polished up, ready to go. Looking good. All right, guys, so that's all there is to it. It's back together again, looking good. Like I said, I just use that epoxy from some carbon fiber that I have, but you can use any kind of fiberglass two-part epoxy. It should harden up just fine. Make sure it dries all the way. I let it dry overnight and then sand it down smooth, polish it up, and you should be good to go. Anyway, guys, that's how I handle these chips and marks in these stanchion tubes. If it gets real bad, you just got to get them re-chromed, but little ones like this shouldn't be a problem at all. Hopefully you liked this video. It helped you out. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for further notifications. Till next time, this is Tepcocyclerepair. It's looking good.